Hi, Marlene Cameron here. In our Monday morning mastermind meeting this morning, which was Tuesday, we discussed the concept of self-trust. When something doesn't feel right, there's a niggling feeling, it feels creepy or weird, or it just doesn't feel good. What do we do? Well, we often talk ourselves out of our feelings. We rationalize thinking, well, maybe I could just do it better, or I could handle this situation if I knew more about it, or I'll just keep going until it really feels not good. And what happens when we do this, when we discount how we're perceiving something, it's we're allowing our conscious mind, which is rational, our ego, if you will, to kind of override that deep intuition and those gut feels. And that often is what inevitably gets us into trouble because we've essentially overridden these these inklings, if you will, that are there to guide us, to protect us, because our rational mind can't process that much information. The subconscious mind can process a lot more information, a lot more innuendos, a lot more permutations and combinations, if you will, of all the data that we're receiving consciously and unconsciously. So inevitably we run into problems in relationships where somebody is showing up in a way that doesn't feel right or appropriate, but we negate our own kind of take on the situation and we continue into the relationship or into the arrangement we have that with that person. So the idea about having healthy boundaries really comes from where is that boundary, and only you know where that is based on your how you feel about a situation. And we're not talking about where you feel fear or what have you. We're talking about something when you have that deep inner knowing that this isn't feeling um, right, or if it doesn't feel appropriate and it's time to end it or time to move on. So if you've ever come, and we've all experienced this, right? Inevitably the things that blow up on our face are the things that have, if it's like, had to pay attention to what I was really getting from the situation, I wouldn't be in this position I am now. I remember years ago taking a position with Enron Canada, and I'd gone to several interviews, and the pay was pretty good, and I wanted to renovate the kitchen. So there's all kinds of reasons to take the job, even though in my gut it did not feel good at all. And sure enough, I got the position. It was a 6-month contract. Honestly, it was the contract from hell. And I'm only myself to blame because part of me knew, without even knowing all the data, all those little things that you pick up in when you're in communication with a person or an organization that is giving you the signals. And then it's like, no, I can handle this. Well, I did, but it really was the job from hell. So if you're in a position where you're starting to get those little niggly feelings and something starts to feel kind of like, my word is creepy, or just like, ugh, pay attention, because there's information there that's there to serve you. And whether you think that information comes from your higher self, from that deep inner knowing, from your guides or your angels or wherever that comes from, it's there for a reason, and it's time to pay attention.